Audio is only coming out of the left. Let's fix that. I have no idea how you fix that. Audio. I'm sure it's a common problem. How's it going? Audio settings, force microphone to mono. That ain't a setting. Advanced audio properties. Ah, mono. I wonder if that has helped. Hey, it worked. Stream now. Oops. Okay. Hopefully people are around. Otherwise. The last 2 times I started a YouTube stream, it's like gone live as soon as I hit stream. But I could have sworn that that wasn't the way it usually goes. Oh well. Oh. Yo, Ducky. I still have some things to fix. Oh. OBS still isn't super fun on Wayland, but at least I can no longer right click. Oh, I can no longer click on things. How have I managed this? Oh. Don't remove. Okay. Here we go. Not existing. Hey. Easy. Alright. I have a new mic. It's sellotaped. the old microphone because I don't have a mic stand with me. But that's fine. It is all fine. Let's pop out chat and okay, pushing my experience with tiling is to the oh well, we're getting there. Fine. That over there. This over there. Sure, that'll do. Hello, folks. Hope you're all having a wonderful, relaxing weekend. I'm currently although I do, but we're all doing this from the laptop today, so it's a bit of a new experience, newer than usual. But yeah. Is my mic too cool? Can turn up a little bit. Let's see. How's this? Is this better? It's a generally quiet mic, I think. We'll go for this. I have no idea how loud this is now, but hopefully it's more acceptable. Okay, awesome. So things are working a bit differently today. The computer is still doing builds, but it's running headless, and instead this stream is all powered by my laptop, which is quite impressive, especially given that VA API doesn't work for me. So I think this is just H.264 encoding. Yeah, it's using about 4-5 CPU cores just to do OBS, but it's fine as long as it's smooth. Again, as I said, the laptop won't be doing any compiling today, so. Hey Caleb, do you know to what extent the work you do on the OnePlus 6 camera will be applicable to other Snapdragon 845 phones? That is a pretty good question. So the way that, you know, the camera works is you have the actual camera sensor, and then it connects to the ISP, or the image signal processor, and that takes the raw data from the sensor, processes it, and gives it to like the kernel or user space or whatever, so that you can do something with it. And so we mainline already has support for the ISP. It doesn't have support for the whole thing, so usually you do loads of post-processing, like to actually generate an image that you can view from the sensor data, and that's all still proprietary. So all we're able to do is load up enough of the ISP that we can get like raw oh, apologies. So we can get raw sensor data. So the two things that need to work are the ISP and the sensor. This board here, sorry, I just gotta unplug the cables. This is a Dragon board. And I've just dropped it. Oh god, I can't believe I did that live. I think it's okay. Yikes. Anyway, Yeah, this thing has two cameras on it. Wow, not a good start. All right, it's all good. So, um, the cameras on the Dragon Board do work, and the only difference, in theory, between the Dragon Board and the OnePlus 6 is the sensor. The OnePlus 6 has an IMX519, and so the challenge is to get the sensor to work and actually output data, which is mostly what I've been doing, as well as dealing with some issues, because the problem is there's nobody really using the ISP stuff either. So whilst it may work on the Dragon Board, like any slight differences could cause a lot of issues, and that's mostly what we spent time dealing with last stream. So the Shift 6MQ, or this phone right here, has the same IMX519 that's in the OnePlus 6, which is great for us because it means that if we get it to work on one, it should just work on both. Tunis recently got the camera to work in the Xiaomi Mi Note 2, which has an IMX 300 series something, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's using the same like ISP drivers. It's called CamSS in the kernel. I don't remember what the SS stands for. But Qualcomm CamSS is like the Qualcomm ISP implementation, and there are multiple generations of it. And so the Xiaomi Mi Note 2, which is a Snapdragon 820, has a different generation of the camera stuff. So there's like some crossover, but not a whole bunch. IMX 318 is in the Mi Note 2, so there you go. I'll maybe see if I can find the picture that was taken. So you can all see it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to be the first to take a picture, but here you go, I'll drop it in chat. Super awesome. So, hopefully we'll be there soon with Snapdragon 845 as well. Okay, so yeah. A lot of people say the Snapdragon 765G is quite similar to the 845. I have absolutely no idea, to be honest. I only really know about the flagships for the most part because that's what most people are interested in. I have heard people compare them, but I figured that was just because they have similar performance, at least on CPU. I don't think the architecture, like they're not actually related to each other. Hi, Applecross. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so, here we go. The way this is gonna work is gonna be using bad software, which I apologize for, but yeah, so I'm using Visual Studio Code Remote to open the projects on my computer, compile them there, because yeah, it works really well. I've had no issues with it, even opening the whole AOSP code base, which is huge. It just deals with it. And the laptop's on Wi-Fi too, so alright. That was the wrong kernel. So I'll try again. Here we go. I may still have all the camera stuff open. No, maybe not. Alright, so yeah, how are we gonna make this happen? Here we go. So I haven't actually like set anything up before starting the stream, so I need to start by building a kernel. Oh, hold on a minute. This isn't on my PC, this is on my laptop. And we don't want to do builds on the laptop because the stream will die. When I open Lana web project, it takes 2 minutes. Oof. That doesn't sound very fun. Okay, third time's a charm. I hope the stream quality is okay too. The internet here is not quite so good as my house. I think it's good enough for 1080p 60, but yeah, we'll find out. Otherwise, I guess I can drop it to 30, but alright, so let's see. Oh, this is the Shift 6 MQ work. I need to finish and get upstream. Here we go. I'm a little concerned about dealing with env kernel this way because the phone isn't plugged into my PC, it's plugged into my laptop. So if I build the kernel package on my PC, I need to find a way to copy it across and install it and stuff. Probably the easiest way to do that would be like set up a local aports repo, but I'm not doing that. Do you think GitHub's Copilot could help in the development of this? That is a funny joke. If you go back and watch my previous stream, I did have Copilot on, and it was pretty useful actually. It doesn't do anything like sensible for the most part, but for doing stuff like where you want to go debug print a bunch of variables, you can just start typing the like print or dev info, whatever it is in the kernel, and it will just guess and it will just dump all the variables out, which is nice because it saves you having to do all the printf formatting for it. How much time does PC take to build AOSP? My PC, which has a Ryzen 7 3700X, takes about an hour and 40 minutes to build AOSP, somewhere between hour and 40 and 2 hours. It's not very fun. That doesn't include the kernel. The kernel takes like 5 to 10 minutes depending on how much stuff is enabled or less. And obviously that's only when you have to do a full rebuild. For the most part, only have to rebuild some like of the device specific parts, or you know, just specific things which only take like 10 minutes. Would post-market OS with KDE Plasma fit in my 2.5 gig system partition? I don't know. Maybe. I think KDE Plasma is about 700 megabytes compressed image, so it would probably fit. Oh, what do I do while OSP is compiling? I usually get on with other work stuff, kernel drivers or emails, you know, other stuff that you gotta do. It's not too bad. Would this big code compilation benefit from extra cache? Probably. And I'm really not the best person to ask there, unfortunately. Anyway, Let's get this kernel building. Oh, 5.16 releases tomorrow, I believe. So that's exciting. Wow. I wonder if we'll have working audio for the next kernel update. For those who haven't heard, Joel, who is one of the other maintainers of the Snapdragon 845 post-market OS support, he works on the Pocophone F1 mostly. He has been spending a lot of time, well, when he has time over the last few months, working on full audio support, and yeah, he got it working. There's a bug to iron out where, for some reason, if nothing opens the microphone stream, then it doesn't work. You don't get mic audio. So you could, like, if you just go start a voice recorder and then make a phone call, then it'll work. So it's weird, but he's looking into that. Hopefully he'll get that sorted out too, because I have no idea how how any audio stuff really works. But yeah, I'm super excited. So with any luck, we'll have cool audio in post-market OS in the next like few weeks, which is yeah, just very cool, to be honest. We're getting pretty close to having things working, you know. It feels good. Like it's a good position to be in. Been working on this stuff for about 2 years, and there's just not that many things left. Cameras, sensors, charging, we're going pretty well. There's a very cool tool which I'm not sure quite what happened to development. I think the developers gone away and been busy with other stuff, but it should it basically enables the tri-state switch. Oh, so let me see. So yeah, on the side of your hang on. Oh, here we go. On the side of your OnePlus phones, you have this switch. Whoa, proximity sensor, huh? Which you cannot see because it's all black. But yeah, so that switch does kind of work on mainline because it's just GPIOs, but there's no integration for it in like Fosh, but that's just been done. So hopefully over the, I don't know, hopefully someone comes in and picks it up and gets it into post-market OS, and then we'll have that functionality, which should be super cool. You know if there's been any progress made on mobile data issues on Poco? In terms of like issues with specific regions, there isn't a whole lot that can be done. The best things you can do is to go grab a debug log of modem manager, where you try and open a data connection and stuff, and open an issue on the modem manager GitLab with those logs. Because yeah, unless there is a developer in that region who knows about it or whatever, that, you know, it's hard to get that kind of stuff fixed. But hopefully, that's a start. Alexander, who maintains modem manager, has been super helpful, and was like, yeah, we would never have any of the modem support on Snapdragon 845 without him. So he's amazing. Do you have any screenshot of desktop mode? On the phone, I assume. Well, the post-market OS is just Linux. This whole project is just putting Linux on your phone, so it just looks like a regular desktop, but on your phone, because that's kind of what it is. Like, you can install GNOME, for example. If we go pm bootstrap init Oops. Okay, wrong device, but it's fine. Here you go. You get to pick a bunch of desktops. You just have regular desktops that you may be used to. You can install i3, Kodi, LXQT, Mate, Sway, Western, XFCE4, and GNOME should be in the somewhere. Plasma desktop, you know, it's all there and it all just works, really. Is that a black camo D-Burn skin? I think it might be. Oh, I'm dropping more things which I really shouldn't be doing. Can you really see it? Yeah. It is definitely camo. It's probably a D-Burn skin. It was here when I got this phone. This is the OnePlus 6 with the third-party replacement display. So not only does the touchscreen not work, but the actual display itself doesn't work with the current drivers. Admittedly, I didn't really know what I was doing when I wrote those drivers, and they're not very good. But yeah, it's fine. Hi Vilk. Thank you for popping into the stream. Do I have any device with Type-C display out capabilities with Snapdragon 845? I do. The Shift 6MQ as display out. I've also heard that somebody, one of the Qualcomm upstream developers, does have DisplayPort mode working, but it's not upstream. I will go hunt those patches down and give it a try at some point. So stay tuned. But yeah, the UB ports guys do already have it working because they have the benefit of having a kernel which already has the device support in it. But there's a pretty cool picture of Lomiri on a desktop with a shift on Florian's Twitter. Maybe someone can find it. Aftermarket third-party displays are different from the original. So I've seen listings for LCD panels that are compatible with the OnePlus 6, which scares me a lot because I don't know where they're getting the backlight power from. But yeah, even this one, which I'm pretty sure is on OLED, it does work, but there are weird issues with the reset. With the reset pin, I'm pretty sure that my panel drivers are mostly bogus. They don't have all of the init sequences and stuff. It's a bit weird. But yeah, so if you don't do the reset, then it works. But if you do reset the panel, then whatever init sequences are in my driver are not enough to make it work. The bigger issue usually is the touchscreen. Synaptics touch chips are expensive, I guess, and so what they've realized is they can build a touchscreen IC which implements most of the Synaptics stuff, but what it doesn't implement is the like firmware revision stuff, because then it's clearly a Synaptics ripoff, and anything else. It seems like they only implemented enough features for the OnePlus touchscreen driver to work. So when you go try and boot it on mainline using the proper Synaptics driver, it doesn't work. And so we'll need to implement some quirks in the driver to like skip the checks. Can we dual boot? Yes. Go and read the wiki page. The OnePlus 6 device wiki page on the post-macOS wiki. Alright, so we have built a kernel. Now we have to do something else. Let's see. What if we mount my computer's home directory and then go to PMOS enchilada kernel. And then from here we can do PM bootstrap build over SSH. Yeah. It might even work. I think we need to source env kernel first. Wow, it's been half an hour already. It would be amazing to use the direct output from the GPU to something like HDMI so you can connect it to a monitor. So you don't have to use DisplayLink through the USB port. Yeah, that sure would be nice. Well, the Shift 6 MQ has DisplayPort alt mode, so it has a native DisplayPort, as does the OnePlus 7 series, at least the 7 Pro does. So it is possible to use like the PinePhone dock with it, or at least, you know, in theory. Right now the drivers are missing for mainline. Wow, you managed to fit Plasma Mobile on the system partition. I'm impressed. Alright, I think this might even work. I'll need to build a router first. I could have been smart and set up a camera to look at the phone, but I didn't. Which is unfortunate, but it's fine. There won't be anything too interesting because all we're doing is trying to make the camera work. Oh. Seems like the display isn't gonna work on this OnePlus 6 right now. Ah. There it goes. It's booting Android. You tried some stuff with FFmpeg and hardware encoding for an external display? On a phone? Oh, Plasma desktop, huh? Seems like my OnePlus 6 is out of battery. I didn't really think that one through. Hardware encoding does not work on Venus right now, as far as I'm aware. Do we have it enabled? I think we do actually. But I thought the drivers were not working properly. Oh, worked at 480p. That's interesting. Very interesting. Hey, Hysterian? Is that how you pronounce your name? Apologies if not, I'm probably completely wrong. It will be nice to have Venus working better too. That's another probably missing feature, is proper video decoding in like Firefox for YouTube or whatever. But having seen the kind of nightmare feel that is trying to debug Venus, I really hope someone else deals with that. I think there's been some work on the um, kernel side stuff recently. There were some bugs with probing where the driver wouldn't probe properly, but it would still set up the video devices. And then it wasn't so much an issue on Linux, but if you booted Android, then Android would try and like talk to the video devices, and that would crash the driver, and the whole device would crash. Howdy, thank you for joining us. It says 100%, but still going. We'll get there eventually, eh? PM Bootstrap log. Oh, okay, it's doing stuff. We just can't see it. There you go. Oh boy. That looks bad. What happened here? Oh. Something failed. Alright, why don't we give it another shot, eh? We'll zap all the things. Oh no, we don't want to zap packages. Because we just built the package. Capturing the screen is an issue, has poor performance. I'm very impressed you were able to capture this the screen at all. In all honesty, because I have never had much luck with that. Although that said, I haven't tried, but I just kind of assumed that it would never work. There's definitely like, I don't think Venus would be super good yet. Definitely issues with it. But CPU encoding could work, I suppose. It's an issue because a lot of the software needs kind of hardware specific features, and you know there are just not that many people doing stuff on like FreeDreno. Well, compared to say Intel or AMD integrated graphics or whatever. Might be having a better luck now. I'm very glad that TTY Escape is now reinstalled, because I had never remembered to install it. And you know, you don't realize that you're missing it until you actually need it when your desktop crashes. Seems to be maybe Adreno and Venus can DMA to each other. Yeah. Probably. I'm not sure, to be honest. All this kind of stuff is very confusing to me. Bum bum bum. Ba-dum bum. So where did we leave off with camera stuff the other time? We got stuck waiting for buffers, if I remember correctly. Now, I have an email reply from Robert Foss, who is responsible for most of the camera work that's happened for Snapdragon 845 at least. He gave me a few suggestions for things to try. So we've got so basically he said that it looks like CamSS and the CSID and VFE, which are all fun things that we should look up. Camera, mainline, Qualcomm, let's see. Wow. This really be the top result? Qualcomm, mainline, camera. Please. There we go. This is the blog post I was after. Alright, here we go. So yeah, so CSI Fi, it's the CSI physical layer, which deals with the actual like data from the camera sensor to the ISP. CSID is the CSI decoder. Okay, the VFE video front end receives the data exposed. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. So it seems like the CSID and VFE are configured and enabled, but not receiving any CSI data. Was what he said, which makes sense. So we can verify that by configuring the CSID to output a test pattern. And he sent me some commands to run. And it's great. The commands are just like this. Oh. Let's make that big so you can see it. I appear to have lost my OBS window. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, so it just writes some data to some random register. So that's good to know, but apparently that enables the test pattern, and then we should be able to actually like capture data, and it'll just be test data from internally in the ISP. So we can verify that the ISP at least is doing what it should. Q-Rice, oh thank you. I took the wallpaper picture. Wow, that must have been like 2.5 years ago now. That's scary to think about. It doesn't show up super well on big screen, but yeah, it's okay. Okay. I think we can like flash a thing now. Maybe if this OnePlus 6 will turn on. It's not behaving very nicely today. There we go. I think it was just low on battery. Let's see. So, aha. Now you can see the logs. OBS, when you click on the thing, it always displays the drop down below the window, which means often it just goes off the monitor, and it's a little bit annoying. Oh, I'm big. Sure, that'll do. I'm not gonna bother getting the sizes exact today. So here's the bootloader logs, or UI output even, and I'm just going to run pm bootstrap, flasher, flash, rootfs, and flash kernel, and then fastboot reboot. Is any USB OTG cable supposed to work? No OTG cables will work right now, as we're missing required drivers for it. It's also on the list. I've done some work for that. But yeah. Alright. I'm going to let this boot and go and grab some more water. So yeah. 1 second. It booted. This is a huge win. Alright, awesome. So now we gotta go check out the branch with the camera patches and go from there. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Sometimes tiling is a little bit of a mess. Such is life. Photo 16 RC4 OP6 camera. How are we gonna do this? We're gonna delete that branch I just created. We're gonna check it out again, but based on the latest current kernel, and then we log the previous the branch. Cool, and like you can see where it forked from, and then we go cherry pick. Oh no. Is this the right branch? Switch to downstream merges amount? Yeah, it is. Yes, you can put the device into host mode, but it does require a powered hub. Ah, wrong scene. What am I doing today? Cool. Okay, so what you missed was me just updating the camera branch. But it's up to date based on RC8 now. Do do do. I had a go at enabling hotkey bindings, but I think that hotkey bindings just simply don't work on OBS on Wayland, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. Ooh. IMX 519 can only be built as a module. Okay, that's fine. Cam SS also built as a module. Cam CC 845 is also built. All right. Yeah. No more very slow computer when compiling. We compile on the other computer. I think the headless build machine concept is pretty good actually. Although, yeah, VS Code Remote doesn't feel like the best way to deal with it, but it works pretty well. It also means that if I wanted to like play games, you just kind of can't unless the laptop can do it, which in my case it definitely cannot. Can't be a gamer and a Connor developer. Wow, 11 people in here, and we still only just compiling kernels. I apologize for things being a little slow. But yeah, hopefully we'll get there. I really do need a camera point, a phone, so you can look at it. I did have that with some old streams that I did, but it was a pain. It was actually just another phone running like Droid Cam or whatever that app is that lets you stream the camera, and it was like really awful. The quality was horrendous. Compile on the phone, expensive hand warmer, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Womp womp. Oh no.